Hello, you are watching Western Reserve News. I'm your host, Bruce Rogers, and we invite you to sit back and watch the highlights of meetings that we are doing this week. This is the week of October 19th, 2015. On Monday, October 19th, 2015, Western Reserve News was at the Lordstown Village Council meeting. And here we go. Front and center at the Lordstown Council meeting were representatives of the Trumbull Transit Program who explained what their program does for all Trumbull County residents.
Good evening to the mayor and council and members. My name is Bob Faulkner, and I currently chair the transit system in Trumbull County. And we appreciate the opportunity to come and speak with you this evening concerning transportation in Trumbull County. And I want to just talk a little bit about the services that's provided, and actually solicit your support in the kinds of things that we have going on in Trumbull County. I have with me my Vice Chair, Mr. Marvin Palich, who is a realtor, and I also brought along our contractor, Mr. Terry Thomas from Community Bus, and you probably see those buses running all over the community, as well as the transit buses. And one of the reasons that we're here today, we also passed out a brochure that we put together that talks about all of the services that's provided in Trumbull County for senior citizens. And a big part of this has to do with transportation. There is, as all of you know, there is a major focus in the country as it talks about transportation. Getting, of course, more vehicles off of the road, providing safe rides for seniors as well as students. And we understand there's a possibility, I know there's some discussion now with your group about transportation. We just wanted to talk to you about an interest that you could be a part of our system. This does a few things that I think is critical for all of us. The more communities that we can provide the transportation to, we are part, of course, the Federal Transit Administration, so the more people and the more services that you provide, the more funds that we can receive, and therefore provide more transportation to additional people.
I saw your resolution tonight for TCAP, and we're not competing in any way with that type of a service. What you have here, this is a report to the community from the commissioners to tell you that through your county tax dollars and through the tax dollars that you pay for the senior levy, you already have a countywide system. So you, 365 days a year, whether you're a senior citizen, whether you're disabled, or whether you're John Q. Public, you can pick up the phone and call the transit system, and how you do that is on the inside of the front cover, and it's overseen by the transit board, and there's a good description of them on the inside of the back cover. That's there now for anybody, and we're one of the few systems that run 365 days a year. That's for anybody. It's a public system. The Lordstown schools belong to this system through the co-op. So there are students who ride this system, whether the TCTC or other students of the schools. And then Mr. Armstrong wanted me to pass on that they're very, very supportive of having the transit system as it relates to the supplement for school kids who are better served on this system. But also, I want to make sure you're aware, the second to the last page with the 3 graphics for Ohio, it's talking about how Ohio is aging, and it goes back to the year 2000, then 2010, then 2020. Those are the counties in red that are over. They have a certain percentage of the population over 65. The reason this senior levy, which is up for renewal, by the way, on November 3rd, is so important is that the other services that are provided besides transportation, are included and very well described in this document. But the transportation component is critical, so I wanted to make sure that you know we're not competing with TCAP for that level of service. That's number one. But you have available to you, even if you're not a participating community, this countywide service 365 days a year. And as Bob mentioned, if you join as a participating community, which is a cost to you of 50 cents per year per citizen in the village, and in your jurisdiction, and then you would get a reduced fare from $2, because we have to give $2 senior citizen countywide rides. Yours would go to $1.50, and that's anywhere in the county, and it includes dialysis centers in Hermitage and in Boardman and the Veterans Center in Youngstown as well. So it's a very profound system. It works well. We run like 99% on time, and I just wanted you to make sure that you're aware of the services, and of course we want you to vote for the senior levy when it comes back up. Senior levy was first passed in 2005 and again in 10, and that's up again.
Now, if the village, okay, and this is just another question because I have had response from residents over this issue. This is going to become a pretty big issue. If the village does nothing, our residents still can use your program. It's there right now.
It's there now.
I just wanted to clarify that.
And that's through the senior levy.
Yes.
And then,
Now, you're saying $2 a trip if we did nothing, or $1.50
for senior citizens.
if we joined, for senior citizens. Now, say like if you came and brought somebody to our nutrition site and then took them back, that would be either $3 or $4, or would that be
For senior
considered?
citizens, it would be $2 each way. It would be $1.50 if you joined. If they weren't senior citizens, then it goes up to the $4, and then we have the $8. Say it was a person who didn't have a disability, wasn't a senior citizen, it's $8 each way.
Because, I don't know, how the ordinance came about for the TCAP, other than they're looking at, possibly trying to figure out whether we want to stay in the bus business or...
Councilman John Mansell explains his point of view as to why Lordstown should maintain transportation on their own.
I think this service would be fantastic. The residents already have access to it. TCAP, the residents have access to it. If the village wants to work out an agreement to where we're going to help fund the residents or reimburse them, I really have no problem, but I still am supporting a new bus. Their hours doesn't cover everything we have served our residents with. And I feel senior citizens are as important to me as children. They're both the most important things we've got. We have a recreation program that just beats anything in Trumbull County for our children. And I do not understand the mentality. When this village is financially okay, I'm not going to sit like a bunch of candidates and sit there and say we've got a lot of money, because we don't have a lot of money, but we are financially okay. Why do we want to cut services to any of our residents? Okay? 6 o'clock does not cover the concerts that our residents threw a fit over not being able to go to. And I think that's a good service. There's other ways that we can resolve the problem about where the bus driver has to sit. I've had conversation with people on that. Nothing says he needs to sit down there behind Packard Park in the dark. He could go to Mocha House or somewhere like that, have a coffee. I'll buy him a breakfast or a lunch or whatever it is, if that's what it is. We have an expense account in the village for our employees. These are foolishness. And I don't know why this council wants to sit here and cut services to our senior citizens. I will support this program. It's already there. Our residents can use it, but I still will support a new bus when it comes time. I think we need to investigate that, because this doesn't cover everything. It's a fantastic program, but I don't understand the mentality that started cutting services to our residents.
Lordstown gives a 1981 Pierce fire truck to Mission of Love Foundation.
I'm Kathleen Price, and I'm the director and founder of the Mission of Love Foundation, which I started 30 years ago. We're very grassroots, very simple, and we're not here to save the world, but we are here to touch the hands that are within our reach. tonight we have a very, very special evening. That is, we're supplying, because of the mayor, council, you, the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation in South Dakota, their very first fire truck. Very first fire truck in America to service 44,000 Native Americans. It's a third world here. And because of you, they're going to be able to save their grasslands. They're going to be able to save their homes because they'll have a fire truck. And Ronnie, I got the request from the volunteer firemen, which they don't have a truck, but they're trying to pull things together. And Ron called and he said, are you interested in a fire truck? We advertised it and nobody showed any interest. And do you want to come and see it? Before I knew it, I was sitting in the mayor's office and giving him my call of compassion for my friends on the Native American reservation in South Dakota. And we all thought, hey, this might be a good idea. Instead of selling it for salvage, we could literally service a whole community from Lordstown, Ohio to Kyle, South Dakota. That's pretty impressive, isn't it? Because of a phone call, because of the mayor, because of council, taking the time to care about their fellow citizens, their fellow Native Americans, our first Americans.